My name's Ross Bennett, I'm from Engaging Education. There's two sides of the organisation. One is delivering workshops in schools, so project-based learning, and the other side is a creative service for schools using media, illustration and design. My top tip is to never underestimate the importance of teamwork. Yeah, we're a small organisation, so we're just a team of 6. So for us, teamwork's really important. Whether that's the workshops, going into schools and working with students, we could be a team of 3 working with 250 students. Everyone needs to have a clear role and work together. Whether that's on the creative side, where our team of 6 each have their own individual capability or area, if you like. So it may be that a project with a client involves some media, involves some design and also some illustration. So our team has to work together to bring all of those areas and unite them in the final project. The first tip will be for everyone to trust each other in their team. The second one will be for the team to communicate together so you understand everyone's strengths and also any problems they're facing. And the third one is for everyone in the team to have a common goal that they're aspiring to achieve.
Hi there, I'm Thomas Horan and I run Tiama Photo, which is a commercial music and wedding photography business. I tend to offer sort of commercial based work for companies in wholesale covering festivals, ranging to product photography. Wedding photography, I tend to do weddings all across the whole and a few sort of around Europe as well. And in music, I do quite a lot of band photography and gigs and stuff around the country as well. I think my main tip for young people would just constantly stay creative and always look out for the new sort of creative trends. It's definitely helped me through my business to develop a style, and it's a style which now I'm quite sort of recognised for through my work. So I think just constantly keep creative, develop your personal sort of style. Yeah. I think a young person can develop creativity in many ways, whether it's just thinking out of the box on the simplest little projects, whether it's your coursework, whether it's your schoolwork, or even whether it is a business, just to constantly keep unique, always trying to do something that isn't done before. You might not be successful, but just whether it's trying it, that will always give you that edge over anyone else.
Hi, I'm Katie and I am the director of Lab Rascals. What we do is we do a lot of hands-on science parties where all the kids do their own experiments, so that could be things from making slime to making rockets to all dry ice bubbles and things like that. We also do children's clubs and we do these in 5 different locations every week. And these are 1-hour sessions where we do different topics each week. In regards to organising and planning, the tip is just to keep on top of it and make sure you write everything down. I always plan ahead, make sure I've got stocking for certain workshops, make sure I've got my risk assessments done, make sure I'm there early enough so I've had that prep time and set up time. Because if you turn up to a party and you say only 15 minutes early, but the tables are out, the chairs are out and nothing's ready, you're not going to have time to get ready for them kids for when they arrive. Plan ahead, so I'm already planning summer schools which don't start for another 6-7 months. Keep good documentation, so write everything down, right, where you've got to be, when you've got to be there, and make sure you've got plenty of stock in, especially when you're doing hands-on workshops and things like I do.
My name's Louise Upfold and my business is Wheezy Wears. We're a clothing business that do also alterations and specialise in trying to use recycled fabrics and eco fabrics. My top tip to you would be always to be resourceful. So being resourceful has helped my business grow because I need to cut costs where I can, and being resourceful has helped me meet new people, find new suppliers and make my business grow. Again, it kind of comes to meeting people, so I was using eBay to buy a lot of my machinery and things and machine needles, but on these market stalls I actually met a lady who has her own haberdashery and she actually sources threads and needles and things that I need for me a lot cheaper. So it works, it benefits us both, it gives her business and it also helps me make my business run better. And because she's sourcing them for me, I can trust her rather than just some seller over eBay that I've not ever met before. So you can be resourceful by meeting people and talking to them and getting to know about their businesses and what they can offer you as well. Thinking outside the box and being creative with it.
My name's Kit Hargreaves. I run Apple Pear. So Apple Pear is a web development company focusing on interaction between customers and business. Okay, so my top tip is to always be the market leader. You've always got to keep up to date with latest technology, and making sure that you know exactly how to use the latest thing, and also that you're not afraid to do so. We do that in our business. We keep up to date with all the latest development software. We read magazines, blog posts, anything that can help us find different technologies that you can then put into place on websites and things like that. I would say firstly the biggest thing to do is to get on social media. There's nothing to be lost by reading as much information as you can online. There are people talking about all sorts of different things every single day, millions of tweets, millions of Instagram posts, just to find as much information as you can. Second thing I would say is order a magazine. If you've got something, if you've got a hobby or a skill or an interest, just buy a magazine about it, read as much as you can. There's some fantastic professionals sharing tips in those things that might just give you that thing to give a go. And also, if you find something, if you find anything new, don't be afraid to just have a go.
Hi, I'm Johnny and I'm the account executive at Engage Education. So my role on both sides of the organisation is to basically lead on projects. So on one side of it might be running the workshops in schools, and then the other side is working on the creative side of the company, and that'll be managing the project, it might be talking to clients, it might be basically making sure that the project runs as smoothly as possible so we can deliver it to the client. My top tip is to make sure that you understand the importance of leadership. So leadership is really important, especially within my organisation, in terms of running different projects. So a lot of times you need to work as a team, but one person does need to take the lead and make sure that they know exactly what's happening so they can make sure that different people are doing the right things at different times. Here are my top 3 tips to make a good leader. Firstly, is to make sure you motivate your team. Secondly, is making sure that you take the right risks. And thirdly, is to take responsibility and accountability for everything that you do within your team.
My name is Milena Transonia and I own the business millyrose.co. I basically make personalised products for people, like phone cases, iPad cases, mugs, t-shirts and other little gifts that people want. My top tip is effective communication and creativity. I tend to use my website a lot for customers, and then they're able to email me or get an email straight away, and then I also use Facebook and Twitter, and then I get messages off them and I'm able to respond to them quite easily. And communication is really important at the minute because I'm having big orders where people want to meet me in person. It's really important to be creative in my business because customers don't always want a set design. They tend to maybe want a different design of their own choice, which then I'm able to create and make that customer happy with that design. So that's why I created my own Milly Rose range, which is my own personal range, where customers can pick what suits them or what suits the person that they're buying for. So automatically the customer's then being creative with their mind, and then I'm being creative with mine, trying to fix it up properly. Don't put yourself off of it. If you have an idea, go for it, because otherwise it's always going to be stuck at the back and you're never going to get anywhere. So always put your ideas forward. Make sure you are confident enough to be able to do it, because if you're not, then you are going to struggle with it. I struggled a lot at first, but as soon as I got more confident, things have gone a lot more popular and everything's better.
Hi, I'm Beth and I'm a graphic design intern from the University of Leeds. I'm doing an internship so I can get an insight into the role that I'll be in after university and put the skills that I've learnt in my 2 years already into practice. So hopefully I'll be in a better position when I finish. My top tip is to learn from your mistakes and not be afraid to take risks. In graphic design there's a lot of trial and error in the development process, and sometimes a client isn't always going to like what you produce, so you've got to be able to take any mistakes that you've made and learn from them. One mistake I've made is not preparing for presentations well enough. So I've made a few errors throughout, but I've learnt from the feedback that people have given me afterwards and improved on my presentation skills and feel more confident doing it again. I'd say don't be afraid to make mistakes, take on any criticism or feedback that you get, and then improve on any mistakes you've made so you don't make them again. Everybody makes mistakes, but the important thing is to learn from the experience.